In a viral post on X, we've got this Madeline. I can't read her name because we'll read her name in a second. This is from I Meme Therefore I Am saying, holy ish, podcaster revealed to nearly 2 million of her TikTok followers. The Democratic Party offered her almost $15,000 and is paying thousands of dollars to keep other social media creators to promote the party and influence votes for Kamala. This is Madeline Pendleton. Take a look at this clip. It is wild.
Did you guys know that the Democratic Party is paying people on TikTok thousands and thousands of dollars to make videos talking about how awesome the Democratic Party is? Oof. I know, because they've offered me nearly $15,000 to do just that, to try to take attention away from that whole genocide thing. And I also know because I've unfortunately had to follow mutuals who started posting content suspiciously in line with the pitches I received to do just that within around 48 hours of me receiving those pitches. And suspiciously, nobody is disclosing on TikTok that they are getting paid to make videos just like this. So, since nobody wants to tell you the Democrats are paying them thousands of dollars to talk about how awesome the Democrats are, I'm going to tell you, you guys should be aware that when you see videos like that, the Democrats are actively paying people to talk about how awesome the Democrats are. I've received 2 pitches so far to date. I received one that was to make ongoing videos monthly leading up to the election. And I received another one that was to fearmonger specifically about Project 2025 and the Heritage Foundation. If you follow me, if you listen to my podcast, you know I have 4 hours of content talking about the Heritage Foundation and Project 2025, okay? It's not good. It's all ass. But I resent the way that the Democrats are trying to fearmonger like it's something new and some unique horror you need to be terrified of in order to coerce you into voting for them with bad information. The Heritage Foundation has been asked since it was incepted in the 1970s, and Project 2025 is just the newest name for the Mandate for Leadership, which is their document that comes out every single election cycle and has since 1980, trying to influence Republican politicians on how to vote. And you also should probably know that Heritage Foundation trustees are actively endorsing both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump.
Whoa, this is based AF. Calling out the Democrats and then giving the real facts on Project 2025. Shout out.
And that Barack Obama famously worked with them in the past for policy. Are they conservative? Yes, but they're not exactly super partisan. And that probably also is why Kamala Harris is saying that she will definitely want to seat a Republican in her cabinet. I keep saying,
basically it's like she's implying Kamala Harris is going to bring on a Project 2025 guy.
Socialists are punching right, and the Democrats are standing there. Why are you standing there? Anyway, since people making videos online aren't disclosing to you that they're getting paid thousands of dollars to do so, I just want you, consumers of media, to know that people are being paid thousands of dollars to make those videos.
Wow.
Yeah, you should be aware. And it's a lot of money. It's a lot of fucking money. When I realized it was like, I could have made $15,000 in 4 months if I was just like, really, guys, the Democrats are pretty cool. I think they're really cool. I think you shouldn't worry about the genocide thing. They're so awesome. They're so awesome, really. That shit blew my mind to realize. It blew my mind to realize. And I'm not here to tell you that you should be ashamed of how you vote or who you vote for or whatever. As far as I can tell, every single American is making a horrible shit-ass decision under coercion and duress, right? It's not great. But I am here to tell you the people on your phone are being paid thousands of dollars to give you some of those political opinions.
We knew it.
I heart Democrat. Since they won't tell you, I feel it is my obligation to tell you that's what's been happening behind the scenes. My favorite part of one of the pitches, hold on, I'll show you. Do not directly say vote for Kamala Harris for legal purposes.
Wow, look at that.
What are the legal implications at play here? Huh?
The question I then have is, are they legally allowed to make the request warning them not to say vote for Kamala Harris?
That's concerning. I'm concerned. I'm a little concerned. Hell of a country we've got here. Hell of a country.
Indeed. I kind of feel like me and this young lady don't see eye to eye on a lot of politics, but I appreciate her accurately conveying what the Heritage Foundation is, calling out the Democratic Party for paying all these influencers. So surprise, surprise. You see these people on TikTok and it is fake astroturfed BS. Now, the bigger question is a lot of people have been making the claim that Kamala Harris has been astroturfing her rallies. She has these big rallies and many people are like, it's the same people. There's this viral post where they claim they've done open source, not open source, but like you can buy GPS data. It's anonymized, right? So you don't know whose phone it is. Okay. So apparently like Dinesh D'Souza did something like this, where they bought anonymized GPS data, because you can buy data from these companies, and they used it to track where people were going, and they found ballot harvesting. So they say, apparently somebody did this, geolocating Kamala Harris's rally, buying the anonymized cell phone data, and then they found out that the cell phone data was a perfect match for a bunch of the same rallies. I don't know that that's true. That's why I say it's a question. People could be making stuff up on the internet. They tend to do that. For all I know, she's making something up, but I really doubt it, because it's like the 18th time we've heard the Democrats are astroturfing and paying people on TikTok for posts. But I got to wonder about that geolocated stuff. If they just basically have a handful of people and they say, we're going to bus you in to 3 rallies, fill the place up, and we're going to have a good time. And the reason is they want the PR opportunity. I'm going to tell you what I think right now. I don't think Kamala can win. I think the polls, I think everything she's working on is astroturfed. I'm not saying I think all of the people attending her rally are fake or anything like that. I'm saying she's using media manipulation to try and prop herself up, fake it till you make it. But how? How could Kamala Harris beat Trump? Shadow campaign, that I get. But my point is this. If they ain't paying TikTokers to promote Kamala, ain't nobody doing it. I mean, there's the grifters, sure, but few and far between. Even the Young Turks are breaking from the left. I kind of feel like the only way Kamala Harris maintains some image of a legit campaign is by astroturfing. And the reality is Trump is much more popular than people realize because of the astroturfing. On top of that, I'd like to say, I cannot imagine Kamala Harris winning. Not that she's going to lose. I don't know. Maybe she wins. I'm just saying, with everything we have seen this year, what I would refer to as historical iconography, how does Trump lose? The photo of Trump shaking hands with RFK Jr. with explosions behind him. It's like, what? The photo of Trump on the ground at the podium after being shot with his hands up and the shocked expression on his face, blood pouring down. He stands up raising his fist. These images are not indicative of a losing campaign. Historically, we look back at all of these things and we were like, look at the tremendous nature, the charisma, the challenges. Do you remember Mondale? I mean, I wasn't even alive, but do we remember the losers? Do you remember John Kerry's campaign? John Kerry was boring. Mitt Romney was boring. Al Gore was boring. H.W. Bush was boring. But I got to tell you, we look at the work of the presidents who won, and they had the X factor. They had something about them. And I feel like Kamala just does not have that right now. And it's silly to assume that she could. But we, of course, know that there is also the shadow campaign, which is a very real possibility. Shadow campaign, of course, is, you get it. Ballot harvesting, procedural changes, universal mail-in voting, and just what we would describe as not a real election. They say it's the freest and fairest election we've ever had in 2020. Yeah, but I don't consider it real elections, because a real election would be, here's what we do. Here's how election night should be. You bring in a bunch of people into the polling places, and they get to watch a 2-minute video from Trump and from Biden. No, actually, we shouldn't do this. The way voting should be is you show up on election day, just this one day. We don't count votes any other day or any time. You show up, you show your ID, say, so I am, I'm allowed to vote. They hand you a white blank sheet of paper, and they say, write your votes down in here, make sure they're legible and spelled correctly. Put them in the box. If we can't read who you're voting for, it will be thrown away. That's it. And then Democrats would never win an election again, because Democrats are collectivists and they only vote based on party. Republicans largely do the same thing, but many Republicans, the Republican Party is smaller. It's been this way for a long time. Republicans win when independent voters decide to support Republicans. And so that's it. If the only way to vote was to vote on a blank piece of paper, Donald Trump for president, okay, and that's it. Who else are you going to vote for? Who's your member of Congress? Honestly, I don't know for sure. Okay, well, they're not voting for him. That's the reality. We do a system like that, my friends, and this country changes for the better overnight. The problem is right now, you got young people who don't know better being misled for cash by other young people. It's a grift. Nobody from any political campaign has paid me for anything. We do not accept payment to appear on Timcast IRL or any of our shows, and we don't pay people to appear. We'll cover travel costs, but we're not going to give you money. We've reached out to people and say, want to come on the show? And they say, yeah, we want money. I said, get out of here. Not interested. We don't do that. We're not here to fund you. We don't want you paying us. We've had people say, we'd like to buy a sponsorship. Sure, what do you want to do? I want to come on the show. Never going to happen. Our seats are not for sale, but I got to tell you, if Timcast IRL sold a guest slot, it'd be like $50,000. Could you imagine if we made 50 grand a day? If once a week we were like, sure, we'll sell a seat. We don't do that. We have scruples. We have integrity. We want our guests to be real people with real thoughts and opinions, not people who pay for an opportunity to come and sit on a show. But the money is there. And there's a lot we don't do that we could do to make the money. And we don't play that game. But for these influencers that will take any and every penny, this is the grift that is destructive to this country. Shout out to Madeline over here. Madeline Pendleton. Respect. I'm going to leave it there. Smash that like button. Subscribe to this channel. Share the show with everyone you know. We'd greatly appreciate it. I could probably pull in another segment for you, putting us up to, what is that going to be, 8 segments? We're cranking them out today. Shorter than usual, but we're doing about 10 minutes each, and I'll wrap it up there. You can follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Become a member at timcast.com to support our work. For everybody watching live, we'll grab some super chats from you right now.